Welcome to the LaMarr Woodley Show. I'm your host, Oscar the Grouch. Here celebrating Halloween and also have a lot to celebrate on our big win on Sunday. But I brought my teammate in, Stevenson Sylvester, number 55 linebacker, got his first start against the New England Patriots. You know, how do you feel coming off your first start?
Oh, man, I feel amazing. Every time you get to play a team like the Patriots, man, you just feel good, especially come out with a win and hold that team to under 200 yards is amazing. So I think our defense did a great job on Sunday.
Well, you know, all week the newspapers and the New England Patriots haven't given us any respect, you know, based on the past history of the Pittsburgh Steelers against Tom Brady. Did you have an opportunity to get in there and hit him or, make any big splash plays in there?
No, I didn't. You know, we had a lot of packages going in and out, and, we were trying to defend the pass a lot. So, I didn't get to have as much pressure on them as I'd like to. But, we played so good against them, with you and all the other guys, Kiesel and everybody else putting pressure on them. All we had to do was lock down the coverage, and we did a great job on it.
Well, me being in the meeting room, I know that you're one of our big special teams players, and now you're asked to go into that starting role. Are you a little nervous, maybe going in this week into that Baltimore game?
No. And, what I've learned in the past is the nervous you get, the more worried you are, and the more likely you are to mess up. So, I got to take my deep breaths and just handle it. And, like Mike Tomlin told me last week, it's just like you were in college. So I got to go out there and have fun.
So I also want you to tell everybody, talk about me a little bit in the meeting room. Tell everybody what such a good player I am, good person I am, Lift me up a little bit.
LaMarr's great.
Was he rolling? How was that? Well, coming off the big win Sunday against New England Patriots, nobody was giving us any respect at all. It was just Tom Brady against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and us losing all the previous years, going back to 2001, the Pittsburgh Steelers losing an AFC Championship game, and nobody was giving us any respect because they're saying, well, we're an old, tired defense. And I know me and a lot of guys on the team definitely had chips on their shoulders. We wanted to go out there and we wanted to prove everybody wrong. We wanted to continue to go in there and stack wins. And I think we went in there and did that on Sunday, going in there, hitting Tom Brady, shutting down the pass and shutting down the run. And we came out big on Sunday. And you being a young guy and having the opportunity to start, I think that you played a major role out there, not only playing special teams, but stepping into that starting role of a big captain on our team, James Ferrier. And I think that we're going to continue to get better each and every week for the rest of the season. Coming into this week into the game, that James Ferrier had went down. He had strained his calf muscle. How was it throughout the whole week, as far as preparation for you, as far as getting ready for the big game on Sunday?
Preparation, it stepped up a little bit, but my preparation and what Coach Butler and Coach LeBeau has always told me is to be ready at all times. So I'm learning all four positions, and whenever somebody goes down, as James Harrison went down a couple weeks ago, so we had to have somebody step in. So injuries are a part of the game, so you got to be ready anytime like that. And I was really up in my playbook, so I didn't have to transition that much and learning more. But I did have to step it up a little bit in the film room. And, I didn't know if James was going to be out or in. He's a tough guy, so he might have came back on Saturday or Sunday. But he told me on Saturday he wasn't going to be able to go, so I had to start a job.
What do you think the biggest part about being that, filling that linebacker role? You got a guy like, James Ferrier, who's been around this league for a long time, who's been leading this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. How was it filling that role? Like, what is the responsibility of a middle linebacker?
I think the main responsibility is toughness. I mean, you got to be sure of yourself out there. You are the interior of that defense. And, you get the calls. The calls come in from the linebackers, and everything is run, I feel like, through the linebackers. So you got to be tough, and you got to be sure of yourself.
Now, sometimes when we're out there on the field, the crowd is loud, yelling, and Tom Brady is getting to the line of scrimmage. Can you tell the people out there as far as making the play call? How do you get that to each one of the guys out there on the football field?
It's hard, and early in the game on Sunday, I feel like we had a couple plays where we missed that, and all the front seven, the D linemen and the linebackers were on the same page, and then some of the secondary weren't. But we're a talented defense, so we were able to make up for that. But it's hard, and especially with Steeler Nation yelling out there like they do each and every week, making it hard for offenses to operate. It was tough to get that communication, but we ended up fitting it up right, and Tom Brady had 3 plays in the first quarter, so I feel like we did a pretty good job with it.
Now this week we got Baltimore coming in town. You know what they did to us in the first game, the first week. What's your preparations going into this week? Not knowing that James Ferrier is going to be back. So what steps are you taking this week to prepare to become a starter this week?
Same steps I've been taking each and every week. Just making sure I know my stuff. Any play call that Coach LeBeau calls, he could call one that he hasn't called in a couple weeks, and we got to know it like that. People like James Ferrier know the defense and know every call, everything that's been run in the last 8 years. So I have to make up for that and know exactly all the calls like Ryan Clark be making and Troy makes. So just be ready for every situation, because Baltimore is going to come with it, and they're going to be hyped to play on Sunday night.
I know you're new to the rival, but being a young guy, how big is this rivalry for you, personally, as a football player and also as a middle linebacker?
Oh, man, it's stepped up. It's like in college where you have all the big rivalries. I mean, you had the Michigan-Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
I had the Utah-BYU rivalry. It's pretty tough. But, I don't think there's nothing like the Steelers-Ravens rivalry. I mean, it's just so heated and intense, and all the outside people just get so involved in it. And it's just an awesome atmosphere because, you feel it from both teams, and especially when it's on prime time, it's one of the best games of the year. So how do you feel about the rivalry?
I feel it's a big rivalry. I've been in this rivalry for 5 years now, but, me being that I was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan for many years, I know how big this rivalry is. Their defense and our defense is usually the top defenses in the league each and every year. So it's going to be a physical game, and it's which defense is going to step up. And I think going back, looking at that first game, Baltimore really stepped up, not only running the ball on our defense, also passing the ball. We didn't step up as a defense. But since that week, we've been getting better and better each and every week. And I feel like, we're right where we want to be. We're stacking wins. We're coming off a big win Sunday against the Patriots, and when everybody was counting us out, and everybody's still counting us out. But this is going to be a big game on Sunday. We have an opportunity to play in Heinz Field in front of a great crowd. 8 o'clock game. Everybody's going to be watching. It's a primetime game. So I'm really fired up for this game because it's another opportunity for us to continue to stack wins because we're trying to play in February and play in the Super Bowl in Indianapolis. What I want to do right now, I want to go trick-or-treating. I want to scare some kids, so I got to put my other outfit on to scare some kids. You're watching the LaMarr Woodley Show on World City TV.
Happy Halloween. Who are you supposed to be? He's not.
Thank you.
No!
Yeah, I got so scared. I didn't get scared.
Welcome back to the LaMarr Woodley Show. I know the big question out there everybody wants to ask me is, am I going to be back on the game Sunday? Because I left out of the game with a minor injury, hamstring injury. But my goal is to be out there on Sunday and be with my teammates against the Ravens. I wouldn't miss this game for the world, But my goal is to be out there and playing in this football game.
Oh yeah, fans got some more questions for you, so I picked this up. I thought I'd ask you. Brett Kostoff says, "Who talks the most trash in the NFL, or who have you had the most words with in the NFL?"
Oh, by far, I think Larry Foote, number 50, the linebacker on the team, is definitely a big trash talker. And going back, before him had to be Joey Porter. I go on YouTube sometimes and I look at clips of Joey Porter just going out there, just trash talking. I look forward to it, and I thought he was going to do it when we played him in Arizona. When he didn't do it, I guess the players on the Steelers team don't even listen to him.
Oh yeah, another question is from Anonymous is, what do you have to say about all the doubters? Any particular shout-outs to some of these younger guys stepping in and stepping up?
Doubters going to be there. People are always going to be talking bad about you, whether you're winning or whether you're losing. Always going to be finding something to talk about. So we just, like Coach LeBeau said, we heard the wind blow before. So pretty much it go in one ear and out the other. From all the TV announcers putting us down. Team is getting old. A lot of injuries on the team. We lost against Baltimore. Wasn't going to beat the Patriots. And all I can say is we continue to improve each and every week. And at the end of the year, the way we judge ourselves and the way that we prove everybody wrong is going out there and getting that trophy at the end of the year in February, which is in Indianapolis.
Stephen Smith also asked, LaMarr, what do you think was the biggest thing leading you to get pressure on Brady? Was it the press man coverage, or was it the strong D-line play allowing you to get to the gaps in Brady's face?
I mean, I think it's the press from everybody. You know, you're only as good as the people that surround you. I think the secondary did an excellent job. Ike Taylor did an excellent job against Wes Walker. Ziggy Hood put pressure up the middle. Brett Kiesel, the linebackers. Everybody was on their man to man, and didn't allow anybody to get open, which allowed the outside linebackers like me and Lawrence Timmons to come off the edge and put pressure on Brady because he can't step in the pocket. You know, once a quarterback like Tom Brady gets to moving around, he gets nervous a little bit. And by him not allowing him to step into the pocket because you have Ziggy Hood and Casey Hampton and pushing it, that gives me enough time to come off the edge and sack him a little bit. And that's what we did on Sunday.
Here's a question you like. From Jamie Buster. It said, what's your greatest Michigan Wolverine football memory?
Greatest Michigan football memory. Had to be against Notre Dame. It was another big game like we had on Sundays against the Patriots. Everybody was counting the Michigan Wolverines out and said that this was going to be a big challenge for us. And we went down there in South Bend and we blew them out. I think the score was 47-13. And by far the biggest play, and probably my only play of the day, when our players went in there and caused a forced fumble, and I picked it up and ran it all the way in for a 50-yard touchdown. And that was my celebration at the end.
All right, this is a question that I also want to know. It's from Chris Garman. He wants to know, what's the story behind the Karate Kid?
The story behind the Karate Kid. I mean, you know, you have all these celebrations. You have Joey Porter with the stomp, Larry Foote with his stomp. So I was just sitting at home and I was kind of thinking, what can I come up with? You know, so I need something. And I thought about one time, usually when you're trying to get into a door and it's hard to get in, what do? You kick it. Nice. So, you know, that was my thing, kicking in the door, saying, let me in, and I'm in here now.
Nice, nice. One last question is from Christian Garcia. He goes, how does the Steeler Nation atmosphere feel when you're playing on the field? Does it feel you to make more plays?
It's definitely a great feeling when the Steeler Nation is out there. It's almost like having a 12th person out there on the football field because by the fans being so loud, you know, it's hard for the offense to really hear, you know, what's going on. So it causes confusion, causes players to jump off sides, you know, some missed assignments. So it allows the defense to go out there and make some big plays. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Blazer Capital Management, for allowing us to come through, pass out some candy, scare some kids. And I also like to thank my teammate, Sly, for coming through talking a little football. And I also have a special giveaway, the September edition of Sports Illustrated of me on the front cover. You're watching the LaMarr Woodley Show on Wood City TV.
Everybody get online with LaMarr Woodley. Gotta check them out, so you need to be watching. Gotta check them out, so you need to be listening. Really out on the field, they be putting in the work. First quarter, gotta set it off. All my Twitter fans, let me see you tweet it out. Tell them how you feel, anything you wanna talk about. Just like a holler at Wood. You know it's so good when you log into the LaMarr Woodley Show.
Y'all don't know, I'm LaMarr Woodley. Brought some of my teammates out today. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves after I start talking. But just wanted to talk to y'all, man, and congratulate y'all on making it to the playoffs and, you know, beating that first team in the playoffs. And now y'all, the ultimate goal of this from the beginning is to win a championship. And fortunately, I was on the team back in 2008 when we won the Super Bowl in in Tampa when we beat Arizona. And I was on the team last year when we lost to Green Bay. And I tell you what, it ain't no good feeling. It ain't no good feeling to lose the Super Bowl. And right now, we fighting to get back to the Super Bowl. So, you know, you work hard, you come here every day from the summer to get where y'all at right now.
And I still remember when I was in Little League and that's winning the championship, man. You'll never forget that. We still joke about that with all the guys I grew up with around the city that I'm from, man. So just go on with that and have that thought in mind.
Man, I'm Wesley Saunders, tight end for the Steelers, and just reiterate what my teammates said, man. Just go out there and play hard this week because play it like it's your last game. It's the playoffs, man. If you lose, ain't no next week.
Like Marquise said, you know, when he was in y'all's shoes, they still bragging about them winning the championship. That's how big it is. He go back home now, and how old are you now?
22.
20, how old were you?
Oh, man, 8.
Man, and they still have bragging rights. He's 22 years old, talking about when he won when he was 8 years old. Those bragging rights, man, you can never take that away. It's something special, man. So y'all just go out there and whoever in y'all way, pound it.
LaMarr Woodley Show.
I'd like to thank my teammates for coming out this evening, coming out here talking to the Hill Disciples on their playoff run. They got an opportunity to win a championship this year. We had an opportunity to see my super kick from some of the players out here, and I want to see your best super kick. You know, send a video, send some pictures. Let me check it out. Maybe I'll do it one day on the field.
You can do it on LaMarr Show.